How are we, guys? Welcome back to a new video. In this one we're going to be doing a bit to my VL. Sorry about the noise out there, Pop's just doing a bit to the boat. Yeah, I'm going to be mounting the catch can. Forgot this, just one of the eBay ones, cheapo. I'm going to be putting this up under the guard here. Bit shit lighting, but somewhat like that. And I've got two bulkheads to go through the rail there, and they will come out one on top of each other just here somewhere, so I'll mark out all that and figure out where they got to go. And then yeah, just run them lines down into the intake there and hook onto them. But yeah, we're just gonna riv nut these in so I can just unbolt them if I ever need to get them out. So it's nice and easy. So I think these are M6. But yeah, I'll drill 4 holes here, get them in, put this up, and I'll show you that. Right, before I get into this, mention a little bit about it in the other video I did, but oh, you probably haven't seen that video yet, but these are our jumpers. These will be dropping very soon. Don't know if you can see the back, but I'll throw up a photo. Come out really good. So yeah, they'll be available in the next few weeks, along with our stickers. Got sleek stickers. Here's 2 custom made ones here. That's orange and cherry red. But yeah, if you want to grab yourself a sticker, they're in the website. Head over to our Instagram. Support us a little bit so I can get this done quicker. But yeah, jumpers will be dropping soon, so get keen for that. But yeah. Alright, so all them holes are done, the catch can lines up, which is good. We've got just some M6 bolts, hard to do with one hand, but it's got a little washer which will go through that hole in there, so we're just going to double washer that. Isn't a big drama, so I'll just be like that. So yeah, we'll quickly get this mounted up and then we'll start running some lines and get the 2 bulkhead holes drilled and get all this job done. Alright, so after a bit of fiddling around, we got both the breathers on there. They're just dropping down in there. That's the best I'm going to get it looking for now. I'm thinking about getting a, what I think they're a 120 degree bend. So, what was that, 45? Oh yeah, there's a 45 there. So I'm going to get them so they drop down a little bit. So it'll drop down here instead of going straight out. But for now it looks alright. Yeah, they're going to there. And I've got 2 bulkheads there that go through the car there. Got a little connector there. So yeah, it looks pretty good. And they're just coming out there. And they'll elbow over. Oop, And then if you can see that, they'll have 2 elbows coming straight up and then connecting to there, so that's all pretty easy. I just got to get 4 more elbows. I just didn't calculate that very good because them 180s won't work. But yeah, that's engine bay side done, which is good. That's that ticked off. So we just got to, yeah, finish every fucking else off. Got that adapter today for that, so I can wire my Haltech water temp sensor. Still got to get a plug for that part, but Pertec didn't have one, so track down one of them. Then that's that done. Got to get the coil kit, so I can obviously drop them coil kits in, get them wired. That will come with a Dizzy block off plate. Now I just need to order a turbo, injectors, and then that's pretty much it for the motor. So the main things is injectors, coil kit, turbo, external wastegate, which I've got to cut that flange off there for that old wastegate and weld a V-band flange on. And then yeah, I've got manifold, so turbo, build an exhaust, build a wastegate pipe, and that'll be hot side done. I can wire all the boost references and shit into that. And then I'll mock up all the intercooler piping once I get a new radiator. I could probably do it with the old radiator in there, just so I can make sure everything clears. I just don't want to put that old shitty radiator back in. So yeah, it's going to be 3" down to 2.5" for the cold side, and then 2.5" on the hot side. But yeah, that's pretty much it, eh? There's not a whole lot left to do other than wire the whole motor and yeah, get them parts that I said. I've got caps coming from there from Low Fabrication that cover them up until I get coilovers. Got these the other day from Low Fabrication as well. Pretty simple, easy fit. Makes it fucking heaps nicer. Got to get a blank off plate for the aircon there. And then just like a washer bottle. I'm going to put a factory washer bottle back in it just to cover up that shit in that corner. And yeah, eventually down the track I'll go a good brake booster like the Willwood one or whatever they are. But for now that can stay there. Eventually get the LS alternator kit. But yeah, for now, okay, where do you fucking stop with them? I'll get a nice cap for that too, make that look nice. But yeah, I'm getting really keen. There's not much left to do. Like I ran all the, I've got 2 poles there for the battery powers. So it's gonna have everything going to it, which it does now. I've rewired all my alternator and starter up. So that's that. Them 2 poles there, I've got to fill them holes up first. Got to get some grommets for them. But yeah, I'll wrap all them up. Get 2 grommets for them holes. Got the headlight wiring under there. Out of the engine bay. And yeah, that's pretty much it, eh? Just got to start doing some shit. Got some fresh wheels on Friday. Fucking in love with them, they look mad. Yeah, once that engine's done, I'll throw up a few photos of before when I bought this car. Literally had nothing in it. It was just a bare shell. So this whole interior I've repainted and put in, so it's all fresh. It's filthy at the moment, but yeah. I'm going to wire up the dash. I've got that wired up, the head unit. Obviously finish all the wiring and the ECU down the bottom. But yeah, it's fucking pigsty, but we'll eventually get the seats recovered, retrimmed. But for now, it's the least of my worries. And then in the boot, pretty standard. Shit everywhere once again. Got a sub there. I put all the carpet in here. Got Got the battery box over here with all new power. There you get them lines you see in the front. But I've still got to do a surge tank in the back and run the Astra power steering pump in the back. Yeah, other than that, just got to do all this. ECU. Mount that up somewhere. Fuck all this old wiring off. Finish the interior off. Clean everything up. Get it tuned. Get it regoed. And fucking drive it. But make sure you stick around for this because it's going to be fucking good. But yeah, I'll see if I can chase these, what's it called, elbows down today. If I can, I'll get them in and finish that off, just so that job's done. And then, yeah, I might just push it outside and give it a good wash because it's fucking filthy. But yeah. How are we, guys? Welcome back to another video on the VL. So it's going to be wiring up some of the Haltech harness and showing you a bit of a step-by-step how to do it, and what goes where. I've sort of just pinned everything out to where it's got to go and just started doing one thing at a time, but I haven't got all of my parts yet, so I can't really do much more at the moment. So yeah, it's it's my first time doing it, so it was a little bit confusing to start off with, but once you set this up, mine is a premium harness, so you just set that up and there's a basic universal harness on the other side. But once you set it up, it's pretty straightforward really. Like you just follow all the AVIs. You got air temp sensor, coolant temp, throttle position sensor. It's for a map sensor, but RBs don't use one with this ECU. It's built into the ECU, so I won't use that. So I've used that, them three there, a spare AVI port for my oil temp sensor, pressure sensor, and then this one here is for the O2 sensor, which I won't use that either because don't have it yet, but I will have a wideband one, so that'll be separate. So that's a spare AVI there I can use for another pressure sensor. And then yeah, it's pretty much, you got 6 injectors, 6 coils, so they all wire up to a coil kit. They all wire up to your injectors, and then digital pulsed outputs, so they will go to like, yeah, their thermo fans, whatever sort of outputs you have that you need to wire up. And then these are for crank and cam trigger kits. That's for your can hub. And these two are just 2 DPIs. So it was all a little bit confusing to start off with, but once I just started figuring out what goes where, watched a few videos on a few things, and yeah, it's all coming together pretty good. These are just some more here, so that goes to the fuel pump, one of them do. Yeah, orange and whatever that is, goes to fuel pump, and then you'll have a positive that goes to each coil, and then a positive that goes to each injector. Positives to sensors, relays, negative, ignition cranking, battery positive. So yeah, it's all pretty straightforward once you start getting into everything. But yeah, I've kind of lost a few videos because I started wiring everything up, but I don't know where the videos are going, so you won't see a few things. Like I've done coolant temp sensor, so that's all wired up, and these are a Haltech sensor pack you can get. I'm running the IC7 dash. I bought a sensor kit, which you get a fuel pressure sensor, an oil pressure sensor, and a water temp sensor. So that will run my dash. So that's that. You'll see me do this one today. It's a TPS, throttle position sensor. Alright, we're back. My camera just run out of storage and my spare SD card is at home. So we're back on the shitty fucking phone. But anyway, I was saying this is a standard RB30 auto throttle position sensor, which they normally have a plug there, which I've cut off to wire on a different plug, and they have an on and off idle switch at the bottom, which I won't be using for now anyway. So yeah, I'm going to wire that up for you today so you can see that. But yeah, back with what I've already done, because I can't remember what I got up to in that other video. So we got the cam trigger kit there. That comes down to a Deutsch plug there, or they're actually supplied with the trigger kit. And that goes to the black and grey trigger wire. So that's that one done. And then we've got the crank trigger there. So that's on another one of them plugs. So both the trigger kits are done. I did the oil pressure sensor last night, so that's down there if you can see that. I'll show you a bit better. Yeah, but that wire's up there. And I've got that, as I said, I've got that wired to this one here, so black, white, yellow and orange, them three there, which are 11, 15 and 9, so that's a spare AVI I've used because I don't need a map sensor. Which I thought I'd try and run through this a little bit with you because I had a bit of trouble finding info on it when I started. No one really explained what's what and all that sort of stuff, so I'll try and run through it a bit while I'm doing it so it can help people if they're doing it for their first time as well. It is good to be able to watch a YouTube video and figure out shit. But anyway, back to this. So both, yeah, trigger kits are done, oil pressure is done, water temp's done. What else have I got over this side? Main power for the ECU, so earth and power there, and that one's for the fuel relay, I think. So obviously all this will be pulled back out, and I'll get harness tape all over it, wrap it all up nicely. But yeah, this is the throttle position sensor here, so we're going to wire this up today because I got a plug this morning for that. So I'll show you where to find your pin outs for them. I'll run that behind that breather line. We'll hook that up, and I'll show you a few wires here. So what do we got? Air temp, so that'll go to the front of me turbo, into the intake piping, so that one can get put out of the way. Got digital pulsed outputs, so they will all stay there because I'll need to use some of them for me thermo fans. And I think these are DPIs, so they're inputs, so I'll probably still use some of them. And then all these are like, I think that's fuel pump. Yeah, so positive side of the fuel pump, which will go back in the car. So I need to pull that back through and run that back to the fuel pump. And the switched 12 volts, so we'll still got to figure out that one. And that's another spare AVI there. And that O2, so that's, yeah, another spare AVI there I can use for probably a fuel pressure sensor. But yeah, that's all that. And then these are the ignition and coils. So obviously you got your main power, which is that one there. So with them, that's, I think they're coils. Yeah, they're coils, so yellow's coils. So you run the 6 yellow wires there. You run 1 to each plug on your coil, and then you have to splice this red one into each one. So I'll show you that in the next part when I get my coil kit and injectors, and then the same for injectors. So that'll tidy all that up. And then, yeah, there's not much else really left. I've just got to finish off all them, obviously, but I'm going on a holiday in 2 weeks, so I'm sort of limited to spending money on it at the moment, which is a bit annoying because I want it done. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to show you how to find the pin outs for these and whatever else if you don't know that. So I've got a I've run out of Deutsch plugs. Ooh, what's that? Which I've got another one there, but I haven't got a 3-pin one. So I just went and got this one from J-Car. I don't know what it is, PowerTech, but still do the job. So I will wire this in, and that goes to the throttle position sensor, which is this one here, 11, 14 and 9. So black, white, white and orange, which you can see there's black, white, orange and white. The Haltech page, I figured out that the pink is to go to orange, so that's the power, 5 volt power. White is signal, so it'll go to the white, and then the black goes to the black and white, which is the signal ground. So I'll quickly put some plugs on these and I'll join that up. Alrighty, so you would have seen the other part that we got the catch can mounted under here. It's got 2 bulkheads coming out there, and that's going to be like that over to that end one. So we'll pull that end one off and get that elbow on it. So yeah, that one done. So that just runs straight over to there. And yeah, I have left it a little bit longer because when I put this in, I didn't really think of it, but when I turn my tyre, it might hit it. So I might need to move it that way a little bit. So that's why I've left it a little bit longer, but yeah, that's that one done. I'll quickly do the other one. And these are pretty simple, it's nothing, fuck off. There's nothing really hard about them. You undo that. Then you've got this. You slip onto there, and then you just screw that into that and tighten it up until it's tight. And then they have a swivel end on them anyway, so you don't have to worry about having them in the right spot. So I'll quickly do this one. Righto, so we've made this one up. We will quickly get him in. It'll be a bit hard on camera, so I will. Might be right.
Have you got a Samsung phone?
Alrighty, so that's the breathers all done. Definitely doesn't look the neatest. I will eventually shorten them, but I just want to make sure the wheel's going to clear that when it's full lock. So yeah, they can stay a little bit longer for now, they're all tight. So I'll put the wheel back on, get it down. Alrighty, we're gonna wrap this video up here because there's not much more I can do until I get some more parts. So we've got breather lines fully done to the catch can. Got TPS wired, got coolant temp sensor wired, both trigger kits, oil pressure, main power's done down there. Tidied a few things up. We've got the radiator over there that I've just painted. So I'm just going to put that in until I get a brand new polished one. But just to get it all running and everything, I'm going to use that. You can see, I don't know how well you can see it, but breathers are all done into the catch can, and we've got some of the Haltech wiring started. So yeah, I need injectors and coil kit next so I can get all that wired, and that will be done. And then I just need to get a few more things like turbo and intake and all that sort of stuff, intake piping, and yeah, get all the rest wired. But that's going to wrap this video up. Once again, if you like what we're doing, make sure you drop a subscribe.